we're here today in Langer as part of a much wider endeavour and a project to work closely with people from a range of backgrounds and communities, to really sit with them and to hear their stories, to hear what their concerns are, and to understand how that might, with them, create a technology that better resonates with their values, their needs, and the practical aspects of their life.
We are exploring what people in Langer and Kalicha and also in Delft feel their future mobiles would be. So what is the perfect phone for them? We're doing that by showing them some existing technologies from research, and we're also getting them to think about what they currently do in their daily lives, so doing some sketching and then thinking about what they use phones for at the moment. And the outcome of this is hopefully going to be some ideas for future technologies, some scenarios maybe about how they might use their phones.
So it's not about trying to think what the right answer is or trying to think what other people want. We really want to know what you need and what your friends need and what your family needs to have better experience of mobile phones and other technology.
The purpose of this project is to identify new technologies, new products that are meaningful for people who are just emerging or starting to use these technologies.
Today I'm working on the commercial table, so I'm showing them 4 examples of commercially available products. The first one is virtual reality. So we've got a Google Cardboard attached to a Android smartphone. The second one is a smartwatch. The third one is something that we call Quantified Self, which is the monitoring of your own body with using technology. So the example that I'm showing them is actually a toothbrush designed for children, but the sort of bigger topic there is the Quantified Self, which is anything that monitors part of your body. So things like pedometers or the blood pressure monitors or sleep trackers, anything like that would fall under this category. And finally, we are showing them the physical web. The idea there is that they broadcast a piece of information, much like a QR code. You can scan it and get one line of text or a URL.
So far the technologies that have been created for people who are relatively well off, maybe middle class, well educated, working in offices, maybe factories. But not many technologies have been created for people who haven't had that much education or haven't had those many resources with them.
We're working in India, in Bangalore, Mumbai and Delhi, and in South Africa and in Cape Town, and in Kenya and Nairobi.
The table I'm running in the workshop is based on the ideas that people in Langer and also in Nairobi and Bangalore came up with a year ago. The first one is what we called emergibles. And what this is imagine that your phone could change shape, essentially. So the way I'm demonstrating it is from a video where rods rise out of the phone to represent 3D information. But I'm trying to ask people to think about a far more advanced version of that if your phone could completely change shape. The second idea I'm showing today again comes out of Langer, in fact, where people talked about how they would like to, when they're in a group together of friends, they'd like to share the individual capabilities of each of their phones. So I've been showing them an example we built where people come together and watch videos, where one phone would show the video, another phone would show the comments, another would show the playlist, another might show the controls, and try and get them thinking about how that might be useful in their daily lives. The third one is what we call the Chameleon phone, and this is where your phone tries to disappear into its surroundings entirely. The final thing on my table is based on work that we've done for several years along with other collaborators, and that is essentially voice interaction. We're not focusing on any specific idea around that in this workshop. I'm just getting people to think about if your phone could understand exactly what you said. You could ask it anything and it could tell you anything. What would it be?
On my table, we don't actually have any gadgets or props, which makes it interesting to say the least. What I've done is to look at what's been coming out of research labs over the last 5 to 8 years from around the world, propositions about future mobile styles of interaction. And some of those are where you hold the device in your hand and move it around, some where you don't have the device in your hand, and even to the extreme of having objects like books, door handles, coffee cups, and using them for interaction. Now those have been proposed by research labs, not thinking about the sorts of community and places that we're interested in. So what I've been really fascinated to see is how those ideas could be appropriated, challenged, critiqued, or changed.
There have been a lot of useful responses. I believe so what is very reassuring is fundamentally people are very aspirational. They want to improve their lives, they want to do things better. They have different challenges. So maybe security is a challenge, or maybe resources is a challenge, cost of data may be a challenge. So and they are looking for ways to overcome those challenges. And some of those ideas have been really interesting.
We've got the privilege of this funding to just explore what people want without having to be held account for, better health outcomes, better finance outcomes, better economic outcomes. I hope all those things might happen, but we are looking for platforms where people, including the community members, can build upon.
That is our ideal goal. We'd find something that it really does work and is most appropriate for the people that we got these ideas from and for.